Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video from Byte Gaming, which is actually not really a video. Is it, Lee?
No, it's just our fabulous voices.
It is. We are decided to do a little podcast because we haven't done one in ages.
Plus, we run out of videos.
There is that too. so without further ado, I'll just christen the podcast. There we go.
I got excited and pre-christened.
Yeah, you did. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait long enough. So I'm just going to take a swig of this. Lee, why don't you tell the beautiful people what the hell we're doing this today and what kind of things we're going to talk about while I drink?
Well, we ran out of videos, but we figured a podcast, as we've not done one in quite some time, the old Byte Back podcast that used to be barely watched and probably still will be.
Yeah.
But we thought we'd come on, talk some gaming shit, maybe talk about EA's latest farce with Star Wars games. Maybe a little bit about the old Souljaboy thing that's just going and going and going and going.
And also, I think we did a bit of a video on it, but the endless fucking joy of watching Fallout 76 just disintegrate in front of our eyes. I know we did a video, but there's been like so many bits. It's just maybe this is a chance to reflect on it. Who knows?
God, it's so stupid. It's like they're actively trying fuck it up now.
Yeah, they just damage limitation is not a thing anymore. It's just disappeared. Absolutely.
It's like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna go right up to the elbow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's the thing that strikes me the most about all these kind of scandals that have come out lately is that none of it is directly really to do with gaming. Like all the scandals that are coming out, or controversy about Soulja Boy, EA, Bethesda, they're all kind of like behind the scenes bullshit. I mean, the games are suffering from it, but it's not the games themselves, it's the kind of actions behind the games. And it's kind of what I tried to say in my video a few weeks ago of what the fuck is happening to gaming right now. Like, it's become a complete mess.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that. I think Fallout 76 has been a glorious melange of in-game and out-of-game fuck-ups, to be perfectly honest with you.
Good use of the word melange there. That's good. Yeah, I mean, Fallout 76, I'm never going to touch it. It's a piece of poo. And anyone that's enjoying it, good for you. I'll say good for you. But both of you are probably good friends. But yeah, tell us about this EA thing then. What's the latest kerfuffle there, mate?
Well, EA has gone ahead and cancelled the game that was replacing the sort of Uncharted Star Wars game. So another Star Wars game has been sold. And there's a bit of an uproar from Star Wars fans basically saying, "Oi, Disney, take your license back. They've had it since 2013 and have put out 2 fucking games."
Oh yeah, they got the exclusivity, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
So no one else can even try and do a Star Wars game.
No, when it was under Lucasfilm, they were cooperating with all sorts of different studios. We're getting all sorts of different games. We're getting
KOTOR,
KOTOR, first-person shooters, third-person lightsaber em-ups, all sorts. And now with EA, we've just had the 2 Battlefront games.
Yeah, which, to be honest, right, if on the face of it, I mean, I enjoyed Battlefront 1 when I played that, and you kind of enjoyed Battlefront 2 because it had your space.
Yeah, the Starfighter part I enjoyed. I really wish they just concentrated on that, did a campaign purely from that, fleshed it out a bit more. That would have been great. I would have loved that. But I don't like all the ground shit, and obviously the penis microtransactions that were in it when it launched were definitely killing the game, because even now, if you don't have the cards, it gives you an advantage.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, even aside from the microtransactions, take all that stuff out. I mean, they produced a good-looking, polished game. Like the actual gameplay was okay. It was a shooter.
It had some bugs. It is a phenomenal-looking game, though. I will give you that. But unfortunately,
it doesn't make a game.
No.
Well, go on.
But I really, you know how much I like this Starfighter thing. That is so good. And if they could have just built on that and just made a game like that, but no, they want that multiplayer online fucking running about shooter that they can fucking monetize and all that shit. Just give me a game like the Starfighter bit, but like with a story and a campaign.
Yeah, I think with companies like EA, I mean, any of the big guys, really, Ubisoft, EA, all those big chunky monkeys, as I'm going to call them from now on, they they actually are going to have to change what they're doing very, very soon, I think, because it's not only problems with the microtransactions that are becoming apparent to like lawmakers in various countries, but I think the public is generally just giving up on taking it on the chin. Yes, it's predatory for the guys that the kids and the vulnerable people who are going to be really drawn in by those kind of gambling aspects. But I really do think that they're going to have to start thinking about a different way of approaching stuff, because gamers are just not going to put up with it for much longer.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've been putting up with it for a fucking long time. It's like FIFA has been putting loot boxes with their Ultimate Team and all that in for years and years and years. And I bet EA was just like, oh, well, we can do it with Star Wars as well. And then we're like, what the fuck is going on when everybody moaned about it?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, but just because you've been doing it one way for a long time doesn't make it all right. As we've seen from, Operation U-Tree, that was, it was all right in the 70s to touch children, but it's not anymore. God damn it, isn't it? No, it's always been bad, mate. Oh, is it? Sorry. It's not going to be like that. They can't turn back the clock and go, well, you let us do it 10 years ago, so we can still do it now.
Exactly. I mean, did you know I'm not even allowed to congratulate my female co-workers with a firm, open-handed slap on the rump anymore?
Get off.
I know. What's the world coming to, eh?
God. Those little sweet cheeks. Well, the good thing is that 98% to 100% of our audience is male, so we're allowed to say things like that.
Yes, welcome to the Chauvinist Cast.
Yeah, indeed. One of the things I think I like to go on about with EA is the fact that they have lost complete connection with anything to do with gaming from where they used to be, and their games were fantastic. They were good. They were a good games company.
Yeah, back in the day, they were actually very good. They released some stalking games, and they've just lost sight of like what they're trying to provide, and they're more concerned about how they can monetize the content.
It's not more concerned; it's their only concern is that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think a lot of games will move away from publishers very, very soon. I mean, we saw maybe the starting death knell of Bungie, stepping away. However they did, I don't really care. But they moved away from Activision Blizzard, and I think that is the start of something where other companies will look at that and go, "How can we do that?"
Yeah, well, you also have to take into account that having a developer such as Activision Blizzard or EA, that's a lot of financial power backing you up.
Yeah, but you're also associated with them then, and you're at their whim of if they want to shut you down or not.
Yeah, I mean, it is selling your soul to the devil, and like if they gave the Star Wars license to like CD Projekt Red and gave them 5 years to build a game, how amazing would that be?
I mean, if you look at the last, I don't know, 5 Uber games that have really captured the imagination in a gaming sense, and you look at things like Witcher 3 from CD Projekt Red. I mean, the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 from them is probably going to be along the same lines of awesomeness. I really do think that.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm a little bit. I'm not sure about the first person. I think I'd rather have it third, but we'll see.
I've still got high hopes because I know what they actually feel about games, and they do push their guys hard at the crunch time. But that's another probably whole podcast. But then you've got God of War. Now that game was clearly under the Sony banner, but that's always been under the Sony banner, and I think that they understand the franchise. They know to let people just make the game good. Just do it, because it's nothing like the old God of War games, as we did in the review. It's totally reimagined. But
I started replaying it recently, and I actually finished God of War 3, the remastered one, because I bought it and I hadn't finished it, so I thought I'll finish that and then I move on to the new one. And yeah, it's a bit of a culture shock. It
is, but the thing is that game is there, and it just hit home really well on the whole single player front. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, single player games are dying." They're not dying, are they? They're just not being fucking made.
It's complete bullshit. I mean, if you look at, no one is playing. I mean, Red Dead Online, the Red Dead 2 Online, I should say, it's not being particularly well received. And I mean, everybody raved about the single player game, apart from me. I was like the odd one out. But yeah, you got that. You got Spider-Man. You got God of War.
Yep,
You got
Spider-Man. Yep.
Uncharted. You've got all these single-player games that are selling gangbusters, and then you've got stuff like Star Wars Battlefront 2, which isn't selling well because it's so predatory and horrible.
Yep.
People are in gaming for stories. I certainly am. So
Well,
them continually cancelling all these single-player fucking Star Wars games is pissing me right off because that's what I want.
yeah, it's true. I think with I'm trying to think of other games that I could really pull out of the hat and off the top of my head. But you named quite a few there. So Spider-Man, God of War, Witcher 3 is obviously a few years ago. Um, even to me, the Quantic Dream games are a fresh breath of fresh air. Now, they might not be everyone's cup of tea, and certainly not yours. But I do think that having that diversity in games is so important. Otherwise, it becomes like, oh, you're a gamer, so you play Call of Duty then. I don't want that to be a thing ever.
Yeah, I think the current term is Fortnite.
Well, yeah, I know. Fortnite is more topical, but we're pushing 40, mates. Or you're not. You're past 40 now.
I pushed 40. I pushed 40 last week. So happy birthday to me.
Yeah, there we go. Happy birthday to Lee on the podcast, even though it's late. But also, the current state of affairs is I started getting into a lot of indie games recently. I went back and found those point and clicks that I was just getting into, but because that just hangered back to an earlier time. But I picked up FTL again for the first time in ages yesterday. Like fucking.
And
Well, it's just a phenomenal game. But to me, that is one of the bigs on the indie front. Games like FTL, Undertale have captured the imagination of a load of gamers, and they haven't been AAA, as Jim Sterling would put it.
yeah,
They haven't they haven't been at that sort of level. And Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, phenomenal game.
double A.
Double A. But it's another one that all of these games are interesting. They're original-ish. They've got facets that are really, really intriguing to play, or different mechanics that are like, oh, I can get behind this. I get it, but it's fun, and it's not just regurgitated bullshit that you get from companies like EA and Ubisoft and so on and so on. It's just we need more of that rather than more of these big companies chucking out loads of bullshit. It's common sense.
Well, I think they could both stand to learn from each other. I think that the AAA games could do with some of the originality and the honesty that comes with the AA games or the indie games. And I think the AA games and indie games could do with some of the polish that the AAAs have. So, I mean,
It's true, but you have to remember one thing, that they have completely different aims. Companies like EA and Ubisoft, they are publishers predominantly, and that is to make money. That is not to make games. But with the indie developers, they might only have one particular franchise they do, or one particular title. They might do some sequels, or they might do a spin-off, or where's the current sequel to Hellblade? Where is the sequel to FTL? They've done another game, but they're not as.
To both of those because they released a VR version of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and there is a VR game which is pretty much FTL crossed with Doom.
But it's not made by the guys that made FTL.
No, I don't think it is. No, but it is a spiritual sort of successor.
Yeah, spiritual successors are brilliant. I love them. But what you have there is you have a big old company that goes, how can we monetize this? Right, so we'll put some microtransactions in it, and we'll bring out another one next year.
And we'll put in a season pass, and we'll give you DLC.
And we'll have 17 different editions to buy, and you still won't have everything. And it goes on.
Storefront launcher where you have to go through that just to make sure, so we can peddle more stuff to you. Ubisoft, not naming names, Ubisoft.
But I have to say, to anybody that's actually listening to this podcast, I mean, this is not new ground. Okay, everyone has been over this many, many times, including us, about the bullshit of microtransactions and stuff. But I just wanted to get that off my chest, mate. I really did.
Yeah, do you feel better?
I do feel better now.
I mean, I've always regarded it as a necessary evil. I think it's getting worse and worse, though. I think to the point where you can't just sit there and go, oh well, whatever. I'm not going to buy that shit, but people are because it's actually impacting how the game plays now.
Yeah, even as much as they say it's not.
Yeah, well, blatantly is, especially in like Battlefront or in FIFA Ultimate Team. I mean, I play UFC 3. I don't play it online because I can't be asked to pay for PlayStation Plus. But there's like an Ultimate Team mode you can do like offline,
Hmm.
and you can pay for cards for that for an offline game mode. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's
But you
even
also get
worse.
3 ones as well. So I mean, I'm not buying any. I'm just like earning money through fighting and then using that.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with Red Dead 2 online, isn't it? It's just such a grind. I still haven't given it a crack yet. I really should.
No,
But
I haven't either.
I get the impression that you know for what you could in a single player mode pick up like a couple of dollars off a guy who just shot or whatever, and now it's like that'll take you about 40 hours.
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
like 12 cent or something.
yeah. I don't know what the actual rate of grind is, but it's pretty bad. I've heard.
Yeah, I
Um,
probably won't be able to use the gold bar trick again.
but yeah, so I mean, EA getting rid of Star Wars. One of the things that really pisses me off there is that well, it doesn't piss me off. I have hope rather that Disney, being the overlords of Marvel Entertainment now, that they will actually look at this and seeing it as a harm to their brand of Star Wars or their franchise that they own, rather than something they can just put up with because EA are paying the money.
Yeah, I mean, they are extremely protective of that franchise. You know, they paid a lot of money for it, and they should be, but
It's 900 million or something, wasn't it? It's
I
something
thought it was,
ridiculous.
yeah, it was like super up there. I thought it was like 3 billion to be fair, but
I'm sure it wasn't it wasn't as big as 90 billion, but
three.
well, I said 90 million, you said 3 billion. I just put them together.
Okay, fair enough. No, but Lucasfilm is still involved with it somehow. I'm not sure how. I don't know whether they're now a subsidiary of Disney or whether Disney just owns Star Wars outright. Because
I,
I guess Disney own Marvel and Marvel do the Marvel films and they're a subsidiary.
well, they
Because
they
there
acquired
was.
Lucasfilm basically for 4.05 billion. There you
There you go. I was closer. What do I win?
go. A little bit of Lucasfilm. It's coming to you in the post, mate. Checks the mail.
Oh, great. Is it Lucas's jowls? Oh, no, that's a big bit of Lucasfilm.
But to be fair, that was on October 30th. They announced the deal, October 30th, 2012. So they've had 7 years of it. 7 years of milking it and producing 2 games.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they did do the Old Republic as well, but that was not during the exclusive agreement. That was in I think late 2012 that came out, and
Yeah.
they started. So it was already in development by that point.
I mean, personally, that I would like to see a single player Star Wars game. The whole Force Unleashed was a great game of the bits I did play the first one. But I would absolutely be more than happy to explore the other side of Star Wars. That's what's important. Not doing just a fan service, but doing something that would be darker or grittier on the other side. It's all like, you know,
Yeah, I love the
evil
sound
side.
of the sort of Uncharted style Star Wars game where you're like a roguish sort of scoundrel and you're making a living hand to mouth and stuff like that and hiding behind crates and shooting people from waist high boxes and all that shit.
Yeah, it could
But
be fun.
yeah, I mean, I would love to see that. I mean, Star Wars is story rich. That's like the point of it. And like trying to, every time they try and make one, they're just like, no, it needs to be open world. No, it needs to be multiplayer. No, it needs to be monitored.
This is another thing that we could probably make an entire video on, right? But the fact of when you are bragging about how big your open world is, that's absolutely one of my bugbears because it doesn't matter how big the fucking thing is; it's how vapid and empty you make it. Just to say it's 400 kilometers wide. I don't care if I have to walk 20 minutes to see anyone, or you know, you could have this really small map and it'd be just as good.
Yeah, or you could tell, people that it's a multiplayer game and it actually isn't because your galaxy is so big.
Yeah. Because you could end up on the same fucking planet as someone else and go, well, we're both here.
Yeah. Interesting, as a quick aside, I got my dad Red Dead 2 for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't like it. He's just like, it's fucking staring at a horse's ass in the snow for fucking ages. I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Oh, see, your dad is like someone who likes hamburgers, whereas we love steak.
Oh no, he likes.
He's like steak as well.
Mm.
But what I mean is, I think that there comes a point where you play so many games that you not become snobbish, but you become like you know exactly what you like.
He's like the kind of guy that fast forwards through the blowjob part of the porn video.
Oh, I was keeping it so highbrow, and then you just came along with that. Brilliant.
Just smushed it, baby, smushed it.
You thumbed it in. You thumbed it in.
Yeah, sometimes depends on the drink.
But yeah, so Star Wars. Let's get back on track. Star Wars is being thumbed out. I don't even know if that's a thing.
No, to be fair to Lucasfilms, who apparently still involved, so excuse me, there was a fan film pop. I don't know if you heard about.
Oh, is this the Vader thing?
Yeah, this is a Vader thing, and basically one of Disney's sort of sub companies that do the music and stuff like that claimed it, even though he had a prior agreement with Lucasfilm that he couldn't crowdfund it, couldn't monetize it, but he could put it up. And they monetized it. Yep.
Fuckers.
And so this went like all over the gaming outlets, all over the nerd culture on YouTube, sort of paying fuckers, how can you do this? This is completely wrong. And it is, because this guy paid like $100,000 of his own money to make it.
No. So he paid all that money, did it all above board, and they still fucked him.
Yep. So what happened was Lucasfilm actually went to Disney and said, look, this is out of order. This is not what we agreed to. You need to pull it. And they did.
Well, that's kind of okay, but still, fucking hell.
Yeah, so at least like Lucasfilm, even though they're a subsidiary of Disney, still seem to have some pull. So that's encouraging.
Well, I guess they might have looked at them and said, well, you probably know what you're talking about because it's your franchise, you know, it's your thing. Do you think
the thing was it was picked up for a music mat, but he hired a composer to compose John Williams-esque music. So it wasn't even the original version, but they were like, oh, it bears similarities to the Imperial March.
Oh, come on. I actually, interesting side note, I watched a video once on this guy who's breaking down the Imperial March of Star Wars and said how much of a chaotic piece of music it is and how it's such genius because it's exactly built to unsettle you on a musical theory level.
Yeah, like How You Remind Me by Nickelback.
Yeah, but how that is just how to piss people off. Like the Imperial March has got bits in it that are completely like against each other. In music theory, it would never work because music theory musos are annoying people sometimes. But when they break it down into proper like under nuts and bolts of things, it's insanely interesting. If you're into that stuff, which I am from time to time. But there's whole sections of the Imperial March that they just come out of nowhere, and it's all to do with the tone and the language of music to make you feel a certain way. And that's why it's so successful, I think, because it stirs the emotion in like the kids watching it. When you hear that first bit and go like, you get the goosebumps of, oh, that's Star Wars, yeah. And
yeah,
you know,
for me, it's not the music that does it. It's the fact that I relate the music to Star Wars. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to like sit in the rocking chair with a pillow up in front of me, rock it back and forth, and do the fucking Death Star run along with the characters, you know?
But have you just thought about the fact that you feel that way about Star Wars because of the music that's now reminding you when you hear the music about Star Wars?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the starships. I'm a sucker for like the starfighters. I have them all in Lego format.
Yeah, I know. You probably spend about 15 hours just getting the pieces out. Those things are huge. No, out of the box, not out your ass.
Okay.
No.
It's like, how does he know?
It's so uncomfortable to sit down.
It's like, your X-Wing smells funny.
Surely it should be a Y-Wing.
Yeah, I've got a Y-Wing as well.
Have you got the front part?
Yeah, but the X-Wing, the S4s open up, don't they?
You got the Y front wing.
Oh, yeah, the Y front wing does look a bit like a bell end, yeah.
I just had to get Y fronts in there. That's all I wanted to do. We can move on now.
Okay, fair enough. Y-Wing was my favourite ship, though.
I actually had an original one. I sold it at a car boot sale for like £6 when I was about 12. Stupid.
Yeah, I sold my Millennium Falcon.
Stupid boy.
Henna. Yeah. Probably worth a bomb now.
I did have a Vader and an Ewok. That's the two figures I had when I was a kid.
You had a Vader and an Ewok. That's a fucking fair fight.
Well, it kind of was because, I think Vader lost his cape pretty soon. So he's just like this weird ninja guy with a dodgy helmet.
I'm sure Vader losing his cape would completely equal the playing field between him and an Ewok.
Yeah, but without the Ewoks, you know.
Return of the Jedi would be better.
No, they solved the entire galactic problem. We all know this.
Yes, with
Logs and stones. Good old
logs and stones.
good old pebbles. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, see, tangents are lovely.
we'll get off this one.
So, you were saying earlier to move on, unless there's anything else you want to say about Star Wars, about Souljaboy.
Yeah, Souljaboy. So this is been going on for months. So if you've been living under a rock, rapper Souljaboy, who hasn't been relevant in God knows how long.
I don't even know who it is.
I think he had like one hit. I think it was called Crank, but that was like God knows how many years ago, 5 years ago or something, probably longer. And he's decided to get into the gaming market. So on his website, he's got he had a load of Chinese knockoff consoles, which were marked up to horrendous levels and had illegal ROMs on.
That's right. I do know about that part of the story.
So eventually he's like, no, they're all licensed. And you're like, yeah, fuck off, they're all licensed. You got fucking games from all over the shop on there, Sunshine. No way you licensing that shit. And he wasn't. So Nintendo came along and did what Nintendo do best. No longer do YouTube, unfortunately. And hit him with the ban hammer.
Boom.
So, boom. So all of his consoles came off his website for a few days, and then all of a sudden another one went up. And bear in mind, he's selling consoles on there for like £100 that you could get like for 30 quid if it didn't have the Soldier name.
So wait, he actually had it taken, his stuff on his website taken down.
But he took the stuff off his website. There's probably going to be an ongoing lawsuit because he's boasting like, look how much money I'm making on my Soldier devices. God, wanker.
The part that puzzles me about this whole thing is that there's not even an attempt to make this look legitimate. Like from what I've seen, it's a box you can quite actually buy yourself for a 30 quid. He's done nothing to, hasn't even put a brand on it.
No, the description on his website is taken directly from like AliExpress.
Yeah, so he's literally reselling. He's not doing anything to it. And
he's marking it up by like 70%.
Yeah, there is that. But the problem is, I'll tell you what the problem is here, that because he's got a bit of fame and it's a bit of a story, reviewers are fucking buying it, right, to then slag it off. So he's going to have all of the people that have actually bought the console or the box of Raspberry Pi and shit that's in it. All these people that bought it, he'll think, look at these sales figures. And it'll be like all these people, every single one of them is just bought it to slag you off.
Oh, but it gets better.
Go on then, sorry, I interrupted.
It gets better, my friend. Because then he added the Fuse to his gaming lineup.
What the fuck is that?
It's a failed Chinese console. It has a less powerful processor than the Switch, and he was touting it as like, this is an Xbox One competitor and all this. No.
What?
And even better, it has to authenticate with the servers. Being a failed Chinese console, where do you think the servers are?
He's even spelt Fuse with a Z, the prick.
Yep, you got it.
I've just found it. I found the news thingy, a quick article, just to get some background here.
Yep, the Fuse is the server's based in China, and I don't know about you, but that's not a great connected thing if you're in the States or in this country to have to authenticate with a server in China. Not to mention, a lot of the games, they're fucking Chinese, isn't they, sad?
That's just insane. He's charging $400 for it.
Yep.
$400 for, I think I'm looking at here, is a Game Boy, a knockoff Game Boy.
Well, he's now released, because they were taken off his website after Nintendo came along, because all of them had like Nintendo ROMs on and all that shit, and we know how Nintendo dislikes that greatly, because they want to sell the same game 4 times. which is fair enough in some cases.
It's just disgusting.
But then he's put new ones up. No mention of any ROMs on there, but reports indicate there are ROMs on there. Still massively overpriced. And the most recent thing is he's like, yeah, man, Fortnite's coming to my console, innit, dog? And Epic Games took about 20 minutes to come back and go, no, it fucking ain't, pal.
So it's just this time we live in is just full of bullshit, like left, right, and centre.
See,
Like,
the massive mistake he's made is like they can get away with it over in China selling shit like this. Nintendo can't touch them because China doesn't really have any copyright laws.
no,
Whereas the States, where he's selling it, kind of does have quite a few of them.
yeah, and even in Europe, if you're not even making like counterfeit shit, like physical shit, if you're making counterfeit stuff, yeah, you'll get done. But even if you bought it unwillingly, you'll still get done.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with him and his Twitter. I don't know if you've looked at his Twitter yet, but I imagine any article you get will probably link in. He's very critical of the people that are saying his consoles are shit and he hasn't licensed anything.
It just sounds like this world we live in now. All you got to do is keep saying something loud enough, and then somebody will. Yeah. Did you hear off a slight tangent? Did you hear about the guy who booked an entire like UK and European tour, playing gigs, but then like tried to lie about how many people knew about him and would come along?
No, what was this?
So this guy, I can't remember his band's name, and he basically recorded a music video of him looking soulful into a mirror and singing this song, and he had all the parts. He actually booked an entire band of like session musicians to be part of his band, and then came round to do shows in the UK with people like chomping at the bit to be on his tour because it was the next big hot thing. He hasn't got any fans, and he had no one come to see him at the shows.
Well, that's just sad.
But he did that to an entire tour. So he booked in shows in Ireland, in England, some places in like Amsterdam and stuff. And he was turning up, and they were like, "So where's all the people?" And he'd be like, "Well, I don't know." And he was just blagging it to get a tour to play in these locations. But Souljaboy is doing the same thing with a fucking console. He's going, "Yeah, look at it, it's great. Here's another one. Oh, that's completely manufactured and copied and so unfair." I mean, there should be a much quicker response to this, and actually like doing the whole the law side of things. It should be moving much quicker to shut him down because he's giving gaming a bad name.
Well, it has to be acted upon, doesn't it? They won't the law won't go, well, you're doing someone's copyright, we're going to have you, son. No, their company needs to make a move, and of course, it's Nintendo that has.
But at least for once, Nintendo's attitude to it is the right one, because usually, up until recently, they've been excessively protective over their IP and their copyrights, etc. But now with Souljaboy, it's someone that's blatantly, like, just flagrantly taking the piss, and like Nintendo have literally just relaxed their laws about what they do or let people do on YouTube. It's just ironic. It's ironic because now they've got to get big hammered and go after this fucking prick. I don't appreciate it.
The thing is, he was also, even though he's made many tweets going, "Oh, all this money I'm earning bank," he's actually asked people to send him money. Well,
back up. Send him money.
Send him money, yes.
For what?
Not really for anything. He just says, "Oh, the largest donor be sent like in something off his shitty website."
Oh, fuck. It's just there's a level of decency in business, isn't there? Even if you're a cutthroat, he's just stupid. He's not even a cutthroat. He's stupid. Why is he?
Well, in fairness to him, at least he's not like saying, "Oh, well, you'll be entered in a withdrawal with a chance of winning something." He's just like, "Nah, biggest one wins, and you'll get something shit, but you'll win."
Just it hurts me in my brain. I can't deal with Souljaboy right now. I just literally I can't stand the idea that he's getting away with it.
Well, he's not getting away with it, really.
Well, is he in prison? No. Has he got a massive legal bill to settle? No.
I imagine he probably will end up having to give a lot of money to Nintendo.
But the longer he's trading, like the more money he's going to get from unwitting people. Like we've just been through Christmas, all of the aunts and the grannies who don't know anything about gaming. How many people got one of these fucking things on Christmas Day?
Oh, come on, mate. If they don't know about gaming or anything like that, they're not going to know about fucking Soldier Boy, are they?
Well, no,
The only
but
reason
somebody
I know
like
about Soldier Boy is he's been all over fucking YouTube on a gaming website.
the only grace here is the fact that it's he's charging ridiculous amounts of money. So
He's not just doing it with consoles either.
well,
There's the Soldier phone, the Soldier tablet. There's some headphones on there. They're all like knockoffs.
fuck. It's like, if anyone out there works for a big company, right, and or works with any kind of marketing bullshit, this feels like when you get like the branded pen that runs out after 10 minutes. It looks nice. Instead of go, oh look how nice I am giving you free stuff, and then it turns into a pile of shit.
So it's like a Mac.
Yeah.
It now costs twice as much because it has an Apple on it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That you can't eat.
It lights up though. Give it a fucking chance.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the planned obsolescence of devices like Apple, that's come in the news recently as well. But we don't really talk about Apple a lot, if at all, on our channel, do we?
Well, no, that's because I got you off the fucking Mac binge.
Yeah, but at the time it was the right choice for what I wanted to do. But sadly, not anymore.
It's the expensive choice.
Well, it was. I mean, the problem is a lot of people are moaning about using trying to save the planet by not using a plastic straw. But how about just as a thought, just take this with a little pinch of salt. Maybe we should look at companies like Apple who plan in fucking obsolescence of their products, which become a really expensive toxic brick after 3 years. Maybe those are the people we should be pointing the fucking finger at.
Yeah, I would say so. And besides, your joy, you just drink from the fucking bottle. That's what I.
It's not a problem. I mean, the problem. I think some of the problems we're going to have with all of that stuff in the future. I personally was always a fan of physical stuff when you buy it. So, video games always came on plastic cartridges or CDs. Fine, no problem. Still get Blu-rays if I can. Fine, brilliant. And I was always kind of anti-digital because you never actually bought it or never actually had it.
Well, you don't anyway, technically.
No, you're only leasing it, aren't you?
Mm.
Especially with games, you're only leasing them and to be able to use on that particular system. But
Yeah, movies as well.
you only lease movies as well, do you?
Yep, you don't own that movie, otherwise you can do what the fuck you want with it. So you're just basically leasing the right to view it privately.
Gotcha. Yeah. But certainly with the kind of, I always wanted things digital or physical over digital, and it turns into the fact that, well, I wouldn't be able to really do that in the future if plastic is not a thing anymore. And I think because you won't be able to have a CD printed, if plastic is so rare to come by or frowned upon, or we don't have alternatives. So digital is the only way that the gaming and entertainment industry can really survive in a future that doesn't have plastic.
I'm fine with that, actually. I'm a big proponent of digital content. I love it. I mean, I like my Steam. That's awesome. It's just like, I fancy a game. What game should I get? There's a game. Okay, download in 20 minutes. Brilliant. I love the fact that I can stream like movies, like to my phone, to my fucking tablet, to my Alexa. I'm not going to say the word because she'll fucking pipe up. To my PlayStation, whatever. That means like I don't have to like say, okay, well, I want to play a game and like have something going on in the background. Oh, let's put this on. Oh, I can't because I'm playing my game on my Blu-ray player.
Yeah, I just like the fact of like certainly for decorating your front room or something as well, to sort of actually know what you've got and see the investment you've made into your games.
Do what I do, buy Transformers.
Well, I've got special editions of games. Does that help?
Oh, don't be a wanker.
It's got less plastic than yours.
It does have less plastic. Well, The Transformers, yes, okay.
Boom! I win. Hands are
Although
punching the
my
air.
masterpiece ones are die-cast, you fuck.
Yeah, which I nearly broke your Megatron, I think, if I remember correctly.
No, mine was IOPT. Like, I don't want to transform him. I'm scared of break.
But yeah, so that did go off on a complete and utter tangent. But this Soldier Boy thing sounds ridiculous. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know. I didn't know the second console had been released.
Oh god, no! They released like a whole slew. He had like 6 or 7 on his website initially.
But obviously, he hasn't been in research and development for a few years. He's just bought something off Alibaba and put it on his own site.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just disgusting.
Well, he's drop shipping. That's what it's known as. So he's getting it from the suppliers in China and then sort of just selling it on, but at a massive markup.
It's just he's such a dick.
And to be honest, like these things, you can get some decent ones for like 20 quid, 30 quid, and they do okay. You play you can put ROMs on them and play your old games, or you can get them from China and actually have the ROMs already on them, and be a few Chinese ones. Some won't work properly, but whatever. 30 quid. Now you jack it up to 100 quid, and you're like, yeah, fuck, I kind of want this to work.
Oh, I'm just trying to find something on Twitter that Soldier Boy has said regarding it, but he's actually he's retweeted the Fortnite isn't coming to Soulja Boy consoles,
despite having claimed it was.
He's retweeted a tweet saying that they're not coming to Soulja Boy consoles. Is he fucking stupid?
Yes, he is.
I don't. That was more of a rhetorical question, but.
Is there like a little sort of like we'll see about that on it or something? Fucking liars, keeping the black man down. He's played the race card, by the way.
No, he's just literally retweeted it with no comment. And it just says hashtag Fortnite won't be coming to at Soulja Boy Consoles, says at Epic Games, with a link to the actual news article from Games Revolution or Gamer Revolution.
Yes, just like he licensed games and how everybody that criticised him was just trying to keep the black man down and didn't want to see him earn money.
So the thing is, I probably think that shit does go on, but he's a successful rapper in the sense that he's had a hit.
Well, he's had a hit and obviously kept the money for a while and decided to plough into this shit.
Yeah. It's just unacceptable behaviour on any level. I've got nothing more to say about Soulja Boy. He's just a knobhead.
Well, let's move on from the gangster.
Okay, what's next on the plate of nom nom for the podcast today?
I don't have a plate. Well, do you want to talk about Anthem and its possible repercussions? Because I know you're very much looking forward to that.
Well, I am and I'm not, because the thing is, with Bungie moving away from Activision Blizzard, and so the Destiny franchise has got a chance to be what they wanted it to be, as well as will they just carry on the same and be shitty? We don't know yet, right? So that's a complete unknown. With Anthem, it's EA being a 4-year-old at a dinner table and seeing the kid next to him with a plate of fucking trifle or whatever, going, I want some of that. And then it's just on their own version. That's all they're doing here.
A little bit. I mean, they do have the BioWare team on it, and not the BioWare team that did Andromeda, like the core BioWare team. So. Yeah,
but at the same time, I just don't think it's needed. It's like the whole Fallout 76 situation, but on a different level, that these kind of games have been done. It's tired. You might as well just stop. It's like the Days Gone or Days Begone, the new zombie one coming out later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep. I'm kind of excited for that because it looks interesting, but it's just a survival zombie game, and they were done 3 years ago.
They were done much earlier than that, mate.
But that style of game, the kind of the wider, more open horde mode style. I mean, Left 4 Dead was doing it a long time ago, but that's what I mean. It's been done. There's nothing that looks exciting about it. So
yeah, I've been done with zombies since The Walking Dead Season 2.
Now, the only thing I think that Anthem has got going for it that could be looked upon with nice kind of feelings is the visuals. If the visuals are and the gameplay within those visuals, not just like how good it looks, but how good it is when you're playing inside that world. If that goes well, that's fine, because a shooter is a shooter for the most part.
Yeah, but it's going to have all the microtransaction bollocks in it, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. How else are they going to get bank? Huh?
Well, that's bullshit anyway, mate. Because, like, okay, you've got EA going, okay, we want our own Destiny, which is exactly as you said. This is what that it's EA doing that. But I mean, to then say, oh well, the nice thing I can say about it is the graphics are nice. Well, Battlefront 2's graphics were great.
Yep, true. Good point.
Didn't make a good game, and
No.
didn't prevent it having egregious microtransactions either.
No. This is the problem. I mean, I think still until the games hit the shelves, I don't know whether it's going to be anything worth looking at. The problem I've got the most part is it's there was a thing a couple of years ago or a year or two ago where the whole language of games changed, and they started to become more prevalently talking about services rather than a game or as a product.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Fucking hate that.
Yeah, but this is another one. This is a way to use your time. Your time is money, and they will, if they have a game that they can make into a service, a product becomes a service. It's disingenuous because you're going to end up spending all your time in it. It's not providing you with a service. You're providing it with a service.
Yeah, but that is the way gaming will go, because we will have a point where we just pay for access to a library of games and then they just provide it to us. So it is going to the service model.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind so much if it was a Netflix deal where a bit like PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
which I've not used. I have to point out,
EA
not used that.
What's it called? There's an EA version as
Or
well.
the Origin Club thing, or whatever it's called. Yeah, but so you get that service, but then it's not like on Netflix you're paying a monthly fee just for Doctor Who episodes from BBC and some other dramas from the BBC. You are getting everything on the platform. So until we have something similar, if not Steam, that has a subscription model that you have access to everything, then I could probably get on board with that if it was a fair price and no other costs involved. But that will never happen. Never happen.
Well, here's the thing that's always confused me, Sam, and I will be going off on a bit of a tangent on this one, so enjoy.
I'll sit back and drink and vape a bit. It's fine. Carry on.
Xbox. Microsoft in general. Now, from a consumer standpoint, I love what they're doing with their Play Anywhere initiative. So you have a game on the Xbox. You can have the same game on the PC, won't cost you any money.
Yep.
So it's fantastic for the customer. It's going to fucking kill the Xbox. I mean, if you look at it, I can play a superior version of the game on my PC. I don't have to pay for Xbox Gold to play it online. It's like, why would I even bother playing it on the Xbox? I mean, I've got an Xbox One. It's upstairs. It's being used as a fucking Blu-ray player for my TV in my bedroom.
Yep, true. Okay.
I mean, every single exclusive on that thing will be coming out on PC. There's no exclusives for it. That's why I play my PS4 more, because they are retaining their exclusives. So Spider-Man, God of War, all that good shit. It's all staying on that system and not coming to PC, which I do hate. But it is the right business move. I know exclusivity in and of itself is a bad thing, but from a console manufacturer, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think the problem that they have that, well, some people might benefit from that kind of split play thing, or Play Anywhere, you said was it called?
Yeah, I think so.
If you think about somebody who might have to split their life between their mum and their dad, so they live in one place like 1 week and then they're living in another place another. This is a really good way for them as a gamer to still be able to play on their Xbox or on their dad's, and maybe on their home PC when they're back with their mum.
Yeah, true, but like if you're spending a weekend with your dad, shouldn't you be spending your weekend with your dad and not playing your fucking Forza?
What if you don't like your dad and you just hide in your room playing video games?
Well, if I didn't like my dad and I had to stay a weekend with him as opposed to the mum that I did like, I'd be like, fuck off, I'm staying here with my PC. Fuck off.
I'm trying to give reasons for the madness, but there are, with games that a lot of the time have that console parity kind of situation, though. There's quite a lot that would be across the board the same anyway, wouldn't there? So
Sometimes, I mean, like, you're not going to get Spider-Man coming to the PC. That's what I'm saying. You've got Gears of War 4 on the PC. I know because I've got it on the PC and on the Xbox because it fucking matches. But like, I mean, I can go on Xbox and download Star Trek Online or oh shit, what is it called? Path of Exile.
Exile, yeah.
Yeah, I can download those, but I can't play them because it wants an Xbox Gold subscription.
Really? It's a single-player game for the most part. I mean, you can play it online, but
no. To actually sort of log into the server, it won't let me do it unless I've got an Xbox Gold Pass. Same with Star Trek Online. So you've got these free-to-play games that you need to pay a subscription for.
That's bizarre. I mean, there's so many things that people are trying to create a new model for their businesses. And Microsoft were forefront, and I think they're dropping back a bit for me now. They're not as.
I think they're gonna come forward again because what I've seen is, so you had like the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, 360 won that round.
360 won that round because the PS3 they wanted to make it like a media center. Yeah, and the Xbox was just like fuck that noise, games.
And then they decided that the other person had the better idea because that's what.
And then they kind of
switched.
switched in the current console gen, and the PS4 was like write games, and Xbox is all like fucking TV.
So do you think? Here's a question for you: do you think that we'll see, or how many, if you do, will we see another console, a physical console?
I think we're always going to have physical consoles, pretty much, because okay, it's fair enough. Like they're going to get smaller, they're going to get online only, but they're still going to have to exist. Now, until the point where you can stream content and connect shit to your TV effectively, which hasn't happened yet. I mean, playing a game with sort of online lag, it's not great. I mean, you play like online games and you get lag. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, imagine having a single player game and it doing that.
Yeah, there's probably ways to combat that, but
I mean, when 5G comes in, maybe that gets sorted out because I hear that's going to be super fucking fast.
Well, it'll be super fucking fast with no interruptions to service and no one else using it, type thing.
Yeah,
there's always because you have to remember when we had 4G, it was like, oh my god, it's going to be so amazing, and it is amazing, but.
You only get 4G at fucking home, though, don't you? You ever notice that? Yeah, every time you're out, it's like H. You're like, fuck off.
Actually, no, I have that most of the time, to be fair.
Except when we go in the pub.
Yeah, there is that. But I don't worry too much for the future like that. I mean, I think if a consumer is at the mind of people when they're doing this kind of stuff, it's fine because you can have a product that you buy. And then the consumer can spend more money to buy extra things for that product, the way it's working up to date. But if I had a situation where it was like equivalent Netflix price per month to play games, I think it probably would dilute people's attention to it, maybe. But I would be okay with that if it was a good price for the value you're getting. I mean, I personally think that the PlayStation Plus thing is a good deal. I mean, you do get some good games for free throughout the year, which does pay off your subscription amount.
Yeah, but a lot of them I found weren't games that are particularly interesting. Games that are old games, so I already own them. That sort of thing.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, maybe to give you like a credit for one new game when you resubscribe or something, so you can choose anything for a value of like 50 quid or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably more than that, given the prices on there.
Because you're paying the money, then you could just go, right, well, here's a 50% discount on a game of your choice as your welcome gift, and then move on from that.
Fine. They do have discounts for PlayStation Plus members, but I mean, it's just the fact that you need a PlayStation Plus membership to use online functionality or Xbox Gold. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I did notice the other day that if you lapse your subscription, all your games disappear.
Yeah, I've got a library full of PlayStation Plus games, and I can't play any of them now.
But if they've stopped being PlayStation Plus stuff,
so even if it comes off of PlayStation Plus, you can't access.
Yeah, because my PT demo That's disappeared.
What, PT? I've still got that.
Mine's disappeared. I haven't got it anymore.
Did you? You didn't uninstall it, did you?
Nope. No, there's no way I would have uninstalled that because you couldn't get it anymore.
No, exactly. Mine's still there.
So yeah. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, PT demo was what we thought kind of like a new Silent Hill might have come around as.
It was
And
Silent Hills, wasn't it? It was playable teaser, which became very appropriate.
yeah, it was a teaser, but my god, that fucking demo was amazing. Best thing I'd ever seen on the PS4.
Yeah, it was trippy and creepy and weird and wonderful.
Beautiful. Nom nom. There really was a nom nom, that one. But
yeah, just wanted to lick that basin baby.
So, I mean, that was a good tangent though, Lee. I appreciate that. That was a good tangent.
Yeah. I thought it was the main conversation. Shit, where were we?
we were talking about Anthem.
Anthem, yes.
And concerns around that. So I think as we should do these days, we should wait until the product comes out. But that does give me one tangent to talk about, and that is the practice that seems to be coming out recently. And I think I was made aware of this by SkillUp, actually, the Australian guy. A really good reviewer. Check him out if you haven't already.
Absolutely, yeah.
Him and Layman Gaming, really good guys. But they had basically they put out a review of a game. I can't remember exactly what it was. Might have been
was it
Black Ops 4?
Black Ops 4, yeah.
Yeah. So they put out a review, and then on the twist of it, said, "Oh, it's quite a good game. It's pretty good." They waited until the review cycle had finished, and then they put the microtransactions in. So all the reviewers are saying it's a great game, and then people are going, "Well, there's microtransactions in this. That's a bit bad." And so SkillUp decided to take his video down because he was like, "I can't recommend this anymore. It's a pile of shit."
Red dot site.
Yeah, the red dot for $4 or something. Come on. I mean, that's just taking the piss.
It's kind of like reverse No Man's Sky. You release the shitty reviews and then make it better.
Yeah, it's just I hope this isn't something we'll see again and again, but we have to keep an eye on that as responsible YouTube gaming channels that we are.
Yeah, it's certainly weird because normally when a game releases, like I've heard Darksiders 3 got a different difficulty option and it makes it so much better. I haven't played that because I uninstalled the fucker as soon as we reviewed it. But it's like normally you would expect them to make the game better over time, not drag it down by its arsehole.
Do you really expect that?
Well, that's the way historically it's generally gone, like No Man's Sky, apparently Darksiders 3, as I say. I mean, when the game gets patched and patched and patched, eventually it becomes better. Batman Arkham Knight is at least playable now.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, the thing is, it's nice to know when those things get rectified. I mean, all the huff and guff happens when it is a bit shit, rather than like them actually fixing it. And we actually mentioned that on our review of the re-release of the kind of patch to No Man's Sky. But to say it's actually better than it was, it's going in the right direction. Well done. So we should be applauding that kind of behaviour.
And then you have Activision Blizzard.
But then you go back to Activision Blizzard, who are just... Well, I mean, they're going to surely either implode or buy someone else right now.
God knows, mate. I mean, now Bungie's left them with Destiny. I mean, what IPs do they have remaining? I mean, specifically on the Activision side? I mean, they've got Call of Duty. Is that about it?
I think they've got one other. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's one other IP that's like, oh yeah, they've got that.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing a bit of research.
Look, I can hear you.
So they've got Sekiro coming out.
Fuck's that?
It's the From Software Samurai one. Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, so you'll be getting that, no doubt.
No, not a chance in hell. Let's see what else they got there. They got so they had the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot series. They got Call of Duty. That's probably their cash cow, isn't it? Call of Duty.
Oh God, yeah.
So Skylanders,
which no one buys anymore. So yeah, move on.
What else have we got? Show me more. They did Prototype.
Yeah,
That,
when was the last one of that out? Prototype 2, which
oh,
was much better than the first one, by the way.
Prototype 2 is probably like 2003, wasn't it? Something strange like that.
Well, it doesn't actually go up to modern resolution, I've noticed. It's like 720p on PC.
They did The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, that was shit.
They did Deadpool, Angry
That wasn't
Birds.
bad. No, Deadpool, that was the Swedish guys that did the Darkness. They may have published it, but they didn't develop it.
So there's basically what they've got is a few side project looking games. They did Transformers Devastation. Well, they were responsible for Transformers Devastation.
Yeah, again, published it. That was the guys that did Bayonetta,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and this is the problem. This is people just publishing. But of all of those, I'd expect Call of Duty to be the only one that's going to make them really any money on that side.
But
Let's
you've
be
got
fair.
Blizzard, and Blizzard are falling to bits as well.
Are they? Are they falling to bits?
Well, if you look at it, they're scrambling after the fucking Diablo debacle and the fact that everybody at Blizzard seems to be miserable.
Yeah, but it's Blizzard, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Blizzard Activision or Activision Blizzard. It's like the Thing lomping onto a fucking sled dog.
I read somewhere because I've got a friend at work. His friend is actually a games tester, and
Ooh.
I think he's works for, or he does work for Blizzard, and obviously I got into the subject of the long service awards you get at Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for something like 5 years you get a shield, like a real like forged shield, and then
cool.
for 10 years you get a sword, and then for 15 years you get a crown, and it goes like that until you end up with this like really ornate stuff that's like handmade to say thanks for sticking around so long.
You could be a shitty cosplayer now. You spent 30 years with us. Well done.
But I can't imagine what some of those would go for if you put them on eBay. I mean, an original.
It's probably something in their contracts whether they're not allowed to put them on eBay.
maybe, but I'm pretty sure if you do a Google search for like Blizzard long service, which I'm doing right now.
Maybe I could put my 10 years long service for my company up on eBay and see how much I get for it.
Yeah, I think there's a tankard for 2 years. There is a sword and a shield for other bits. I think there's a mask, like a Reaper of Souls mask that you get for a certain length of time. Maybe different shields for different things, but it's a fantastic thing. I mean, if you're in gaming, it's wonderful to have that kind of link to your product that you must love doing anyway.
It does raise the question of like, some of these seem like they're inspired by pretty new stuff. It's like, okay, by the time I get there, what am I going to fucking get? Am I going to get like a StarCraft battle armor suit instead of the shield or what?
Who knows? It looks very fantasy orientated, to be fair.
Unless you're welded into it, of course. You don't play StarCraft 2, that went over your head, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I never really touched it since we started the channel. And everyone moaned about us talking over the cutscenes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. And they are awesome cutscenes, so we deserve to be punished.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm all podcasted out, mate. I'm getting angry. I'm getting sad. I'm getting worried for the future. I'm all over the place.
So have you managed to acquire the game that we're reviewing this weekend?
Yes, I have it in my hands.
Well done, you.
You can even hear the rapping because I haven't opened it yet.
Smashing.
But,
I've been playing it.
I was very annoyed. And how does it actually come out on PC like a fucking week or half later? Like,
because that's what happens to every fucking multi-plat release. The PC always gets fucking shafted in the buttocks.
That's quite specific. But I have to
it's
say,
not as bad as like fucking Red Dead. I mean, how long do I have to wait for that shit? Buy it again for a game I don't really like. Whatever.
True, but the thing is, like, I've heard good things about the game that we're going to be reviewing. I've also heard kind of like quite a balanced opinion on it, so I'm interested.
Yeah, for me, it's a franchise I've been involved with for a very, very long time. So I was like, yes, here we go.
but I will definitely be I'll be enjoying it, but I know it's going to be a rough one. I do need to get started on it. It's been a busy week.
You have to finish it, but I think I'll be able to manage it.
Yeah, well, I'll still get an idea for the game. Don't you worry. We can still
No,
provide
you'll probably finish
useful.
it. It's that long.
Yeah, it'd be fine. But I think here is a lovely place to stop the podcast and let people scream out for more. Because I do enjoy doing podcasts. It's kind of nice and free.
Yeah, and we get the drink.
Yeah, exactly. So that's always a good one. I didn't hear a second psht from you though.
Oh no, that was there.
You just
Listen it back. It was there.
You hit it well. But yeah, guys, this has been a little bit of a long time coming. We haven't done a podcast for a long time. So let us know down in the comments if there's things you want us to do for another podcast in the future, or anything that you want to say, whether you loved our voices or think we smell bad. I don't really care. Just
I smell bad.
To be honest, so do I, because I just ran in from work late and then jumped on this. So I need to have a shower.
I've just been stewing in my own filth.
You stewing filthy man.
Absolutely. And then I'm going to eat chicken wings and sweat buffalo sauce all over the place.
Nice. I found a really good kebab place near me, actually, that is phenomenally quick, as well as
not
being
an
phenomenally
oxymoron?
good. What?
A good kebab place.
Yeah, lamb shish and chicken shish, mate. As a combo.
So not Donna.
God, no. I like Donna meat, but I also feel like I've shat in someone else's food.
Yeah, my old housemate, he would just randomly at 2 a.m. decided he wanted a kebab. He would go across this shitty one across the road, get the kebab, come home, eat it, and then throw the packaging out of the window into the garden because it stank. I'd open the door next day, put something in the bin, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Fucking lettuce everywhere, bastard.
So just bear in mind that if you're going to get a kebab, always buy shish.
Shish.
That's the tip for the day. Anyway, if you have liked what you've heard here today in this lovely podcast, please let us know down in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe to become part of the Overbyte family, and we love you very much.
I love you in that special sticky way.
He does. I can attest to the fact that he will love you with lots of stickiness. Fucking hell, where's this gone? I don't know anymore.
It's the place it always goes.
Your
my
pants.
trousers.
Yeah, I knew already. You're about
married.
You're as predictable as a ticking clock, my friend. Right, so I think we'll leave it there. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the lovely people that doesn't involve your pants?
Yes, actually, I would like to sign off by saying, check out Star Trek Discovery Season 2. It's actually better than Season 1. It's not great, but it's getting there.
Is that out now? Ooh.
First episode's up, yeah.
I'm just getting on my 4th season of Enterprise.
Oh, the 3rd season's the best season.
Yes, the Zindi stuff. I remember you mentioning on a video. The Zindi stuff is good.
Season 4 has some good ones in it, but you still have the finale to look forward to. That is Dexter levels of shit.
Cool. I do like the 3 or 4 episode chunks they're doing in the 4th season though.
Yeah, sort of like the mini sort of almost a movie.
Yeah, like 3-parters and stuff. It works. Anyway, we are now rambling. We need to close down this podcast.
Okie dokie.
Because we can sit here talk about the latest Netflix releases all fucking evening.
Yeah, Punisher's not bad.
I'm 5. You're doing it again. Stop it. Yeah, I have started it. It's good. Maybe we'll do a review of it. Who knows what the fuck is going to come along on the channel. But yes,
not another season of The Punisher. Trust me.
You've ruined it for me now. I haven't finished watching it yet.
Well, no, you idiot. It's because Disney will be cancelling that fucker as well for their own streaming service. Like Jessica Jones, like Daredevil, like Luke Cage, like Iron Fist.
I hadn't read that yet. I've refused to read it just in case it wasn't true.
I don't think it's been announced officially, or at least I haven't seen it, but it's obvious.
They won't claim the dark ones. Don't worry. Anyway,
they got Luke Cage.
He's not dark. He's just gone a bit bad.
Well, no. What do you mean he's not dark?
He's not dark. He's like a wholesome fucking black dude.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought you meant different. Sorry.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about skin color at all.
Oh, okay.
You racist.
I'm not racist. It's just that's the black one.
You're coming from your white privilege. Stop it.
I'm white. I ain't privileged. I'm like Trailer Park. There you go.
You are so much like Trailer Park Boys. Anyway, yeah, we have content coming every Wednesday and Saturday, so check back then for some more awesome, lovely stuff. Say goodbye to the lovely people, Lee.
Goodbye, lovely people, Lee.
Wow, that was like you're eating them. That was crazy. But guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon, or listening rather this time. So yeah, catch you around.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.